Okay, sige, let's start. BAC Secretariat, pwedeng pa-record na. Okay, so good morning everyone and welcome to the DICT Region 3 Pre-Bid Conference for the procurement under bid reference number BAC 2026-008 rebid. Okay, so before we officially start, can I ask the BAC Secretariat to please check the attendance and confirm the presence of a quorum for the Bids and Awards Committee? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the private conference for the procurement for the subscription of satellite internet access for geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas (CINAG), thus Region 3 with bid reference number BAC 2026-008 review. This is to inform everyone that we are broadcasting live from the DICT Regional Office in accordance with transparency and accountability provisions under Section 38 of the Republic Act number 12009, otherwise known as the Government Procurement Act. We are glad to have our prospective bidders and personnel joining us both physically and online through this official live stream. We will now acknowledge the presence of our Bids and Awards Committee, starting with our BAC Chairperson, Mr. Edriel Miranda, Vice Chairperson, Mr. Edwin Mendoza, and BAC members, Mr. Jeffrey Lazaro and Ms. Rhea Rose Libaw. Mr. Chair, this is to confirm that we have now a quorum.
Thank you, Sham. Since majority of the BAC are members of the BAC are present, we now have a quorum. I now call this pre-bid conference into order. It is now 17 minutes past 9 a.m. Secretariat, can you please proceed with the acknowledgement of other participants, including prospective bidders and observers in attendance? Thank you.
We would also like to acknowledge the presence of our technical working group, led by TWG Vice Chair Mr. Mark Junicio and members Mr. Paulo Landicho. For the BAC Secretariat, we have Ms. Nerve de Guzman and members Ms. Shamir Cruz, Ms. Erica Leidalino, Ms. Celine Focana, Ms. Abigail Gallego, and Ms. Charisse Elijah Abaya. For the free Wi-Fi team and the end-user representatives, we have Engineer Mary Hay. This is to inform everyone that we have extended invitations to the Commission on Audit, the National Telecommunications Commission Region 3, and the Institute of Electronics Engineer of the Philippines Bulacan Chapter. However, none of our invited observers were able to attend today's private conference. We would also like to acknowledge in attendance today the prospective bidders for this project, Mr. Ronald Sevilla, Mr. Ken Samonte, Ms. Regine Claire Pelonco, and Ms. Rona Carpio from ComClark Network and Technology, Mr. Orlando Timbol Jr. from ITBS Corporation, Mr. Ruben Santahalina from NetAir, and Mr. Daryl Navarrete and Mr. Sherwin Velasco. May we request na lang po to remain your Zoom name po into company name and full name. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shamir. Again, good morning to everyone inside this Zoom meeting and welcome to the pre-bid conference of the DICT Region 3. Secretariat, can you please proceed with the presentation of today's agenda to be followed by the project details and house rules? Thank you.
For the project details po, the bid reference number is BAC 2026-008 with project title Procurement for the Subscription of Satellite Internet Access for Geographically Isolated and Disadvantaged Areas (CINAG) Region 3. The approved budget for the contract is 20,496,000 with a delivery period of 90 calendar days upon the receipt of the notice to proceed. Invitation to bid was posted to PhilJebs and conspicuous places last May 13, 2026. ITB was sent to at least 3 prospective bidders with known qualifications. An invitation to observers was forwarded last May 13 to the COA, NTC Region 3, and ISEP Bulacan. For the house rules, upon joining meeting, please rename your Zoom display name using the following format: company name dash full name. Questions and comments and suggestions may be raised after the presentations of the BAC Chairperson and BAC Secretariat. Kindly use the raise hand tool to indicate if you have a question or clarification or send your inquiries via the chat box. All questions must be brief, concise, specific, and relevant to the procurement at hand and should be addressed to the BAC Chairperson. Please observe order and decorum during the proceedings. Any utterance that may interrupt or disrupt the sessions will not be tolerated. Please keep your microphone on mute unless you are asked to speak in order to avoid unnecessary background noise. When speaking, kindly enable your webcam and state your full name and the company or organization you are representing. That's all, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sham. We shall now proceed with the presentation of the detailed technical specifications to be immediately followed by the discussion of the bidding documents. Please be advised that the question and answer portion will be conducted after the presentation of both documents. We encourage all prospective bidders to listen attentively and as the information to be presented is vital to your understanding of the procurement requirements and processes. Okay, so may I request the end user to please proceed with the presentation of the detailed technical specifications and bidding documents.
Good morning, everyone. I'll present asking for permission to share my screen, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed. Thank you.
So for the detailed technical specification, project title procurement for the subscription of satellite internet access for geographical isolated and disadvantaged areas, SINAG Region 3. The approved budget for the contract is 20,496,000 pesos. For the mode and nature of the procurement shall be conducted through competitive bidding in accordance with Republic Act number 12009 and its implementing rules and regulation or IRR and applicable procurement guidance issued by the GPPB. Approved budget for the contract. The total cost chargeable against the automatic appropriation free public internet access program fund in payment for the project is 20,496,000 pesos. For the taxes and other fees, all proposals shall be inclusive of all taxes, installation charges, operation and maintenance, incidental expenses, and other fees and one-time costs. For the project duration, the delivery and acceptance of the service at all locations within the contracted lot must be completed within the specified service delivery period with 90 calendar days upon receipt of the notice to proceed. Service coverage meanwhile shall include SLA and warranty within 12 months. For the component lot breakdown, evaluation of proposal shall be by offered cluster lot. The bids and awards committee shall only accept a single lot bid proposal. For the clustered lot, one lot for the province of Aurora with 61 number of locations with the unit cost of 336,000 with a total cost of 20,496,000. For the scope of work, the service provider shall design, supply, deliver, install, commission, and maintain a business commercial grade internet access for each identified project location in accordance with the following minimum characteristics, capacities, and or performance standards. Furthermore, the service provider shall establish and adhere to clear guidelines identifying the specific and approved locations where access points are to be installed. This location must be indicated in the site survey form, which shall form part of the project's implementation documentation and be duly validated by the DICT Region 3 before installation. For the location, the provisioning shall be dedicated to each identified location. Priority locations for access points, library, computer or ICT room, covered court, cashier or admin waiting area, public facing area, and please refer to the Annex A and Annex B. For the internet connection, shall provide internet access to the identified location and shall have the following specification. For the satellite, the service provider shall ensure a download data rate of 100 to 200 Mbps for one link throughput with committed information rate of 50 Mbps and upload data rate of at least 10 Mbps throughput with a maximum round-trip latency of 150 milliseconds with 200 terabyte data allocation per month per location. For the bandwidth monitoring, the service provider shall closely monitor and submit monthly data usage reports per location through a real-time bandwidth monitoring dashboard displaying data usage, activity, and allocation per site. Since the service will be deployed in municipal locations, internet access shall be utilized primarily for government, public service, and community-related activities. Accordingly, the service provider shall implement traffic management and content filtering measures to restrict access to non-work related or recreational content such as mobile games, gambling, and related websites to ensure efficient bandwidth. For the captive portal, provide a landing portal or page upon connection to the network. Please examine the Annex G for the captive portal and signage. Design and content of the landing portal page can be changed upon the request of the DICT Region 3 and shall be applied to all sites within 24 hours of the request. Each hotspot will have a default SSID of DICT free Wi-Fi for all and may be modified upon the request of the DICT Region 3. Landing page must be either of the following for the website and or the other specified by the DICT Region 3. For the outdoor access point shall provide, install, and commission 2 access point per identified location with the following minimum specification. For the IP rating, at least IPC68 protection, Wi-Fi standards, Wi-Fi 6, wireless security, WPA or WPA2 certification, CE and or FCC and or IC. So for the MIMO, so please examine the minimum specifications. So for the router, shall provide, install, and commission 1 router per identified location with the following minimum specifications: hardware and ports, total number of ports, at least 10 RJ45 ports. For the 1 ports, 4 ports. For the PoE ports, 8 ports. For the PoE output, at least 110 watts. For the power output, PoE or PoE plus. For the performance, RAM at least 512 megabytes, flash memory 256 megabytes, data throughput at least 100.5 gigabyte, concurrent user at least 300. Management and features, security and policy enforcement, authentication and portal features, centralized network management, software-defined wide area network capable, VPN, IPv6 cable. For the data communication box, the service provider shall provide an appropriate equipment or communication box to accommodate all networking and routing equipment required for the provision of service. The box shall be robust, secure, and weather resistant, protecting the equipment from environmental hazards, tampering, or theft. The service provider shall ensure that the box is installed in a safe and accessible location for maintenance, troubleshooting, and future expansion of equipment. Please examine for the minimum requirements for the data communication box. For the portable power station, shall provide, install, and commission 1 portable power station per identified location with the following minimum specifications. For the battery type, life PO4, battery capacity at least 245 watts, output least 300 watts, AC output 230 volts AC, USB-A output 2 ports, 5 volts, or 200.4 ampere 12 watts, USB-C output 1 port at least 60 watts, AC input 200 to 240 VAC, so solar input 11 to 30 VDC, 8 amperes, and 110 watts. Solar panel at least 350 watts, uninterruptible power supply functionalities, fast charging capable. For the quality of service, please examine the following details for the quality of service. Next, for the signage, each access point location shall be provided with a weatherproof signage not smaller than A1 size and installed in a clearly visible and accessible area. All signage must conform to the updated ICT guidelines and be compliant with the documentation requirements, including geotag photos showing its actual placement and visibility. The signage shall be covered under warranty for the entire duration of the contract to ensure its proper condition, legibility, and compliance with the required specifications. Please examine the Annex G for the captive portal and signage. The service provider shall conduct a monthly inspection of all installed signage to verify compliance and condition. In the event that any signage is found missing, damaged, or non-compliant, the service provider shall immediately provide and install a replacement at no additional cost to the DICT. Next, for the service monitoring, shall provide the ICT with a view access account that shows a near real-time dashboard for quick status check and easier visualization of traffic performance and utilization. Must be capable of at least 12 months of data retention for recovery and backtrack monitoring. Must be capable of tracking and sending event logs of the network. The service provider should supply a dedicated monitoring computer set to be installed at the DICT premises for accessing and displaying the monitoring dashboard with the following minimum specification. Please examine for the minimum specification for the monitoring computer set. Next, for the weekly reporting, the service provider will submit a detailed weekly report to the DICT throughout the project's implementation. This report will include progress updates, challenges encountered, and any adjustment made during the implementation. For the warranty, the service provider warrants that all the network components supplied under the contract are fully operational in good condition and that they incorporate all recent improvements in design and materials except when the technical specification required by the procuring entity provide otherwise. For the training, the winning bidder must conduct capacity building for the following: the ICT Region 3 personnel training, technical training to enhance staff capabilities, improve project service delivery, and equip personnel with the latest skills and knowledge in areas such as, but not limited to, cloud computing, cybersecurity, data analytics, and digital infrastructure. The DICT shall nominate the attendees for this training. And for the beneficiary of the training, separate training session tailored to the end users or beneficiaries to ensure proper understanding and utilization of the deployed systems. For the service level agreement or SLA, support services, the service provider shall provide dedicated personnel for 24/7 network monitoring and technical support. One technical account manager shall be assigned to facilitate issue resolution and serve as the primary point of the contact with the ICT. The service provider shall maintain continuous operation of the services provided to the ICT and ensure compliance with this SLA. An escalation metric shall be provided indicating personal responsibility for each support level and expected response times. Assign a dedicated team responsible for the operation and maintenance of the deployed systems. The team shall perform activities including but not limited to troubleshooting, preventive maintenance, fault resolution, and performance monitoring to ensure continuous and reliable service delivery in accordance with the agreed SLA. For the incident response and resolution, for level 1 remote support, initiate remote troubleshooting within 1 hour from the time the issue is reported or detected. Provide on-site support if unresolved within 4 hours of initial report. For level 2 repair or replacement, provide necessary repairs, part replacement, and reconfiguration within 4 to 8 hours of escalation. Resolve all incidents promptly and ensure restored service meets agreed performance metrics. For the rebates, unavailability of service, downtimes, and or outage shall be considered as chargeable rebates. Rebates exclusion, unavailability of service, downtimes, and or outage during scheduled maintenance, emergency maintenance, or other instance provided, and that prior approval of the ICT has been made at least 3 calendar days before the activity. Any downtime caused by the scheduled or unscheduled power interruption, force majeure, provided with proper documentation. Service credits will be provided in the form of service extension based on the cumulative monthly service and or bandwidth availability. Availability will be based on the corresponding equivalent values indicated in the table below. Please examine the table 1 service credit equivalents for the service credit provided. In the event that the service provider exceeds a cumulative downtime of more than 30% service credits or 9 days of downtime per month per location, it will impact the performance evaluation of the supplier. The threshold serves as a key performance indicator to ensure service reliability and uptime compliance. In case of renewal, the service extension must be applied for prior to the commencement of the renewal period. For the safety measure, please examine the safety measure. And for the liquidated damage in case of delay in delivery, installation, acceptance of services beyond the approved delivery period. The service provider shall be liable for liquidate damages equivalent to 1/10 of 1% of the cost of the unperformed portion of the contract for every calendar day of delay, in accordance with Republic Act Number 1209 and its implementing rules and regulations. For the other requirements, a certified ISO 9001:2015 managed systems or ISO 27001 information security management compliant company. The service provider must present of the following during the post-qualification: compliance with the National Privacy Commission or NPC for Data Privacy Act of 2012. Non-expired certification from NPC should be submitted during post-qualification. The service provider shall be an authorized reseller of the proposed network active devices duly supported by a certificate issued by the respective manufacturer. This requirement shall apply to the following equipment: Leosat access point, router, or switch. Data Privacy Officer or Data Protection Officer with certificate of registration issued by the National Privacy Commission. The service provider should also have the following qualified personnel: licensed electronics engineer or ECE. The supplier shall provide employees who are duly licensed electronics engineers or higher registered with the Professional Regulation Commission and qualified to oversee the technical implementation of the project. All submitted licenses must be valid and non-expired at the time of bidding. List of identified personnel designated for the project, certified true copy of each person's valid and non-expired PRC license and or certificate of registration, company identification of the assigned personnel. To ensure the timely deployments of units, the service provider shall demonstrate deployment readiness by meeting the following inventory requirements at the time of bidding. The service provider shall submit proof to ensure that the required layout terminals are physically available within the country and ready for deployment. Proof availability shall be submitted through a certification issued by the authorized reseller. The certification shall state the basic information of the terminals, such as quantity, model, and storage location. The procuring entity shall verify the availability through document review and or physical inspection during the post-qualification process. The service provider shall submit to the ICT the clear data photographic evidence of the actual equipment with visible identification numbers. Each photograph must include geotag coordinates, latitude and longitude, to validate the physical location of the equipment. For the testing and acceptance, the DICT reserves the right to test, inspect, and accept or reject any or all delivered equipment and or services and that are not in accordance with approved technical specification. The service provider shall conduct all testing and acceptance activities in accordance with the method of procedure MOP or Annex E and related forms such as the user acceptance test or for UAT Form Annex D unless otherwise directed by the procuring entity. For the rest of the testing and acceptance, I encourage all the readers to examine. For the delivery periods or schedule of requirements, the service provider shall complete the delivery, installation, and commissioning of the service to all locations within the contracted lot within 90 calendar days upon receipt of the notice to proceed. Service coverage, meanwhile, shall include SLA and warranty for 12 months. All locations that are accepted and activated will be paid in accordance with the payment schedule. Will be subjected to liquidated damage in accordance with the provision of DTS. Training shall be conducted within the contract period. A certificate of training completion shall be submitted as a requirement prior to the release of the final payment. For the payment schedule, the total contract amount shall be divided into a number of days of service coverage and will be paid on a monthly basis upon complete submission of supporting documents such as but not limited to statement of accounts, multi-service reports, and monthly downtime report. The deadline for the submission of documents specified in the DTS shall be within 7 days after the last acceptance date. Monthly billing shall commence after 1 month of service reckoned from the last acceptance date, and subsequent billing period shall follow every 7 days thereafter. Failure to submit the required documents within the prescribed period shall result in the deferment of payment, which shall be carried over and included in the next billing period. Billing shall only commence the day after all location or lot is accepted and operational. In the event that the funding source is a continuing fund from a previous fiscal year, any delay in the submission of billing documents attributable to the service provider shall not be held against the ICT. The obligation shall remain a valid and subsisting accounts payable claimable in the succeeding fiscal years on the principle of quantum merit subject to availability of funds and applicable accounting, budgeting, and auditing rules and regulations. For the pre-termination of the act, the contract of the procurement of the project may be pre-terminated by DICT for any violation of the terms of the contract. In the case of the pre-termination of the contract, the service provider shall be informed in writing by DICT 30 days prior to such pre-termination. The DICT shall have the right to blacklist the service provider in case of pre-termination for valid reasons. And for the annexes, here's the Annex A. Please examine and review. For the list of location, it has 61 location in total. And for the Annex B, here's the site survey report form. Please examine it. And here's the Annex C, Annex D, Annex E, Annex F, Annex G, Annex H, Annex I. So that's all for the detailed technical specification, Mr. Chair. Permission to proceed to the presentation of the bidding documents.
Yes, please proceed with the presentation of the bidding documents.
For the bidding documents, invita- the invitation to the bid. Invitation to bid for the procurement for the subscription of satellite internet access for geographical isolated and disadvantaged areas, CINAG Region 3. The Department of Information and Communication Technology in Region 3, through the Automatic Appropriations Free Public Internet Access Program Fund, intends to apply the sum of 20,496,000 pesos, being the ABC to payments under the contract for the procurement for the subscription of satellite internet access for geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, CINIG Region 3, with bid reference number BAC 2026-008. Bids received in excess of the ABC shall be automatically rejected at bid opening. For the cluster lot, one lot for the province of Aurora with a total number of 61 locations with a unit cost of 336,000 with a grand total cost of 20,496,000. The DICT now invites bids for the procurement for the subscription of satellite internet access for geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas, CINAG Region 3. Delivery of goods is in 5 years from the date of submission and receipt of bids, a contract similar to the project. The description of an eligible bidder is contained in the bidding documents, particularly in Section 2. Bidding will be conducted through competitive bidding procedures using a non-discretionary pass or fail criterion as specified in the IRR of RA number 12009. Bidding is restricted to Filipino citizens or sole proprietorship, partnership, or organizations with at least 60% interest or outstanding capital stock belonging to citizens of the Philippines and to citizens or organization of a country, the laws or regulation of which grant similar rights or privileges to Filipino citizens pursuant to RA number 5183. Interested bidders may obtain further information from the DICT and inspect the bidding documents at the address given below from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on May 13, 2026 from the address given below. Department of Information and Communication Technology, Region 3, third floor, Marison Square Building, Cagayan Valley Road, Santa Rita, Giginto, Bulacan. For the telephone number 0440-792-3743. Upon payment of the applicable fee for the bidding documents, pursuant to the latest guidance issued by the GPP in the amount of 25,000 pesos. The procuring entity shall allow the bidder to present its proof of payment for the fees by emailing a copy of the official receipt at DICT bacsec@dict.gov.ph or presentation of the official receipt in person. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System or PhilGEPS and the website of the procuring entity, provided that bidder shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. The Department of Information and Communications Technology, Region 3, we hold a private conference on May 21, 2026 at 9 a.m. at 3rd floor Marson Square, Cagayan Valley Road, Santa Rita, Giginto, Bulacan, and or through video conferencing via Zoom, and webcasting via the DICT Regional 3 official YouTube page, which shall be open to all prospective bidders. All interested bidders are advised to contact the BAC Secretariat through email at dictr3backsec@dict.gov.ph or landline number 044-792-3743 in advance or prior to the scheduled procurement activity. To get login details for the Zoom application meeting, the conference shall be video recorded and live streamed if available through the agency's YouTube channel in compliance with RA 12009. Bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address indicated below on or before 9 a.m. June 2, 2026. Late bids shall not be accepted. Bid proposal may be submitted by authorized supplier representatives. All bids must be accompanied by a bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in ITB Clause 16.1. Bid opening shall be on June 2, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. at the Department of Information and Communication Technology, Region 3, third floor, Marson Square, Cagayan Valley Road, Santa Rita, Giginto, Bulacan, and or through video conferencing via Zoom and webcasting via the DICT Region 3 official YouTube page. For video conferencing application meeting password, kindly email the BAC Secretariat at dictr3backsec@dict.gov.ph or contact at 044-792-3743. Bids will be open in the presence of the bidders' representatives who choose to attend the activity. Bidders are encouraged to send at most one representative to be physically present at the bid opening. The DICT BAC shall award the contract to the bidder with the lowest calculated and responsive bid. The DICT reserves the right to reject any and all bids declared a failure of bidding or not awarded the contract at any time prior to contract award in accordance with Section 70 of RA number 12009 without incurring any liability to the affected bidder or bidders. For further information, please refer to NERV G. De Guzman, BAC Secretariat, Department of Information and Communication Technology, Region 3, third floor, Marston Square, Cagayan Valley Road, Santa Rita, Giginto, Bulacan. Telephone number 044-792-3743. Email address dictr3backsec@dict.gov.ph. Website www.dict.gov.ph. You also may visit the following websites: the dict.gov.ph or the MPhilJEP's website. So for the rest of the sections, we encourage the bidders to examine the rest of the sections. Okay. So for the checklist of technical and financial documents, the technical component envelope, valid field jobs registration certificate, in accordance with Section 52.1 of the IRR, statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or SLCC similar to the contract to be bid, except under conditions provided for in sections 52.4.1.3 and 52.4.2.4 of the RA 12009 and its IRR within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents. Please provide any of the followings: end user acceptance, contract accompanied by an official receipt or a sales invoice covering the full contract amount, the prospective bidder's computation of net financial contracting capacity, or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its FCC computation. If applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statement from all the potential joint venture partnership stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the GVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Original copy of bid security, if in the form of a surety bond. Submit also certifications issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bid securing declaration. Conformity with the technical specification, which may include production or delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales or parts if applicable. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement with original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product. So that's for all for the detailed technical specification and bidding documents, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mary. Yeah, thank you, Miss Mary. Now we will now begin the question and answer portion. So for the first round, we shall call on each company one by one to raise their questions or clarifications. And then for any additional queries, you may raise your hand after all participating companies have been called. Kindly be concise and relevant with your questions to ensure a smooth and organized discussion. So I'll just base my roll call to the Zoom list of participants. Okay. So first is from Com Clark. Do we have any questions from Com Clark? From Com Clark po, do we have any questions? Okay, hearing none, balikan na lang po natin sila. Ayun, tayo so later. Next is from ITBS. Do we have any questions po from ITBS?
None so far. Thank you.
No questions from ITBS. Thank you. Next is from NetAir. Do we
Hello,
have
sir. Good
any
morning.
questions from NetAir? Good morning.
Hi, sir. Sir, yung sa SLCC po,
Mhm.
dapat ba, Leo ang SLCC or infra na included ang Leo? Does it have to be all Leos or halimbawa may several Leos lang tapos may infrastructures, may cabling, pero ICT works naman po yung SLCC.
Mm, okay. Can we go back? Thank you for that question, sir. Can we go back to the bidding documents or the DTS? I think may description dun ng similar in nature. So if we can pertain, Sir Ruben, dun sa similar in nature, basta pasok po siya doon, sir, that will do for the SLCC.
Yung sir sa similar in nature, so ICT like internet infrastructures, pwede na yon.
Yes. Yes po, sir.
Okay.
Yes po.
That's very fine.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Ayan, mapapakita ba natin?
Saan yan? Okay, statement.
I think nasa Secretariat, nasa DTS or dito. Similar in nature, search mo. Try mo sa bit datasheet. Can someone assist Miss Mary?
Statement of singular. Yeah.
Papakitaas, Miss Mary. Ah, sige, baba pa. Sige. Ito, for this purpose, contracts similar to the project shall be contracts pertaining to the supply or management, installation, deployment, maintenance of ICT equipment or internet protocol-based interconnectivity of data, audio, or video. Ayun po siya, Sir
Oh,
Ruben. So, hindi
okay.
naman siya particularly dun sa
Okay.
technology as long as it's an IP-based interconnectivity.
Sir, yung data privacy, sir, ano in lieu yun, sir? Pag wala, ano ba, sir, wala kayong ganon, pwede yung VAS ninyo?
Data privacy.
Yung ano, sir, ano nga yun, yung,
Sorry, saang requirement yun, sir?
yung ano, yung
NPC?
NPC.
Oo. Sige, tignan natin yung sa
Patingin nga,
DTS.
sir, yun sa NPC po. Kung, if meron kaming NTC VAS, kailangan pa ba yun? Kasi si NTC ata hindi hindi nag-i-issue ng.
Okay. With regards to
Okay.
NPC, sir, this is a separate requirement
Oo.
po doon sa permit from NTC. So,
Opo.
ito po ay in relation po siya doon sa Data Privacy Act of 2012. Yung ano, sir, yung parang pinaka-permit mo ng data, you're compliant with the data privacy po ng NPC. Parang seal siya, sir. Meron silang ini-issue na seal po ang NPC. Na different po siya doon sa VAS, sir.
Meron pa ako, sir. Meron pa, sir. Isang. Hanapin ko lang, sir. Sandali yan, sir. Balikan kita, sir.
Okay,
Meron pa ako.
sige, sir.
Thank you, sir,
No
Sir
problem.
Edril. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sir Ruben. Any one pa po ba? May company pa po ba na hindi natawag? Si Com Clark, balikan po natin. Baka may question si Com Clark.
So far, sir, wala namang question sa side.
Okay. Sige, thank you po. Si Miss or Mr. Daryl Navarrete, saan po siya connected? Sorry. Baka po may question kayo if you're representing other companies, other company. Daryl Navarrete. Okay, sige. Hearing none and I guess na tawag na po lahat. Later on, balikan po natin si Sir Ruben if na-recall na po niya yung question niya. But for now, Secretariat, can we proceed with the next item in our agenda?
Mr. Chair, meron pa pong isang bidder na hindi natawag,
Meron
si
pa. Sino?
ITBS po. ITBS po.
ITBS. I think natawag na si
Ay,
ITBS.
natawag.
Oo,
Okay.
no questions daw.
Okay po. Thank you po,
Okay.
sir.
Sige.
For the next agenda po,
Okay.
let me share my screen. For the clarification, sorry. For the reminders and amendments po, for the envelope system and proper sealing markings, bids must be duly received by the BAC Secretariat through manual submission at the office address indicated below on or before 9 o'clock of June 2, 2026. Late bids shall not be accepted. And bid envelopes must be addressed to Mr. Ariel C. Miranda, BAC Chairperson, DICT Region 3, third floor Marison Square Building, Cagayan Valley Road, Santa Rita, Guiguinto, Bulacan. Bidder shall submit one original, one duplicate, and one triplicate copy of their bid. Each of these envelopes shall contain two separate inner envelopes, one for the technical component and one for the financial component. These inner envelopes must also be properly labeled as a technical component and financial component respectively. All outer and inner envelopes shall be clearly and properly labeled, signed across the seal, and sealed in accordance with the updated guidelines in the audit procurement issued by the Commission on Audit and Government Procurement Policy Board. The three main envelopes, the original, duplicate, and triplicate, must be then placed inside one sealed mother envelope, also properly marked with the project title, name of the bidder, and address to the back. So, presenting here po the required sealing of bid envelope, the required marking of envelope, sample format for the mother envelope, outer envelope, technical component, and financial component. For the timeline, the deadline of submission of bids is June 2, 2026 at 9 a.m. to be followed by the opening of bids same date at 9:30 a.m. The bidding documents payment. The approved budget for the contract is 20,496,000 and the bidding documents fee is 25,000. This is in reference to the GBBB resolution number 04/2012. Payment for the bidding documents shall be made manually. Interested bidders are advised to proceed to the DICT Region 3 Regional Office and pay directly at the cashier. When paying, please state the exact project you are participating in to ensure proper recording and issuance of the official receipt. Only those who have paid for the bidding documents will be allowed to participate in the bidding process in accordance with Section 47.4 of RA 12009 or the New Government Procurement Act. And that's all po, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shamir. Do we still have any more questions or clarifications from the bidders? Sir Ruben, have you recalled your question po?
Okay na siguro sir, yung ano
Okay.
na lang. Okay na siguro sir. Thank you very much po.
All right. Thank you, Sir Ruben. From the other companies, do we have any more questions or clarifications? Okay, hearing none, I would like to read some reminders, no, few reminders po before we adjourn. So any statement made at the pre-bid conference shall not modify the terms of the bidding documents unless such statement is specifically identified in writing as an amendment thereto and issued as a supplemental bid bulletin. Any amendments in the detailed technical specifications and bidding documents shall be posted through supplemental bid bulletin. And I would like also to remind all the prospective bidders that you may submit additional queries or requests for clarification through an official letter addressed to the Bids and Awards Committee and to be sent by the BAC Secretariat's official email address on or before. That's 3 days from now. Can we have it on Monday? No? May 25, 2026. So kung may mga additional questions or queries pa po kayo, we can wait until May 25, 2026 for your additional questions or queries to be sent by the BAC Secretariat's email address. Okay, so we encourage everyone to regularly monitor the PhilJEP's website and your email for any supplemental bid bulletins that may be issued. Please be reminded that it is the responsibility of all prospective bidders to stay informed and ensure that they have secured all supplemental bid bulletins related to this procurement. And as discussed earlier, the bidding documents only highlights the salient provisions of the procurement. We just discussed the invitation to bid and the checklist of the eligibility, technical, and financial document. All prospective bidders are strongly encouraged to exercise due diligence in thoroughly reading and understanding the complete contents of the bidding documents as well as the detailed technical specification. If you still have any questions with regard to the bidding documents, feel free to reach out to our BAC Secretariat. And likewise, bidders are advised to carefully review and verify all documentary requirements prior to bid submission and open to avoid disqualification due to non-compliance. Okay, I hope I am clear with those reminders. Mr. Ken Samonte of ComClerk is raising his hand, sir. You are acknowledged.
Yes, sir. Good morning po.
Good morning.
Sir, pwede pong pa-flash po ulit yung yung paano sa proper sealing po.
Okay,
Sa MBO po.
Secretariat, can we rediscuss the proper sealing? Ito po ba, sir? Or ito?
Um, sa labeling po, sir.
This one, sir.
Yes, po, sir. Supervising, sir.
Okay. Let us know if okay na, sir.
Sa next po, sir. Next po ulit, sir. Sige po. Thank you, sir. Okay na po.
All right. Thank you, Sir Ken. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Last call, do we have any additional questions or clarifications? Again, you may send additional queries until May 25, 2026, and you can always approach our BAC Secretariat through their email address. Okay, since wala na po tayong questions, again, thank you for participating in this pre-bid conference, and we hope to see your bid submissions on the bid opening. Okay, so with that, I call this meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Secretariat, maiwan na lang tayo.